sometimes people say, oh my gosh, you're great and things like that. And in my head, in a non-humble moment, I'm thinking, thanks, I know. I've been doing this. I've been doing this for I've been talking about finance for 8 years.
Would you say that you had an easy, like, upbringing when it came to money? Because money is your thing now.
Yeah. Our lives are an absolute testimony that God exists. And if you do the work, God will show up. You pray, you do your bit, and you say,
and you let go. That's what Oprah says. Then you let it go.
I want passionate love.
Oh. That's so beautifully described. Oh, yeah, wow.
I've now realised I only want kids as a result of being in passionate love.
Chunks of life, chunks of passion, chunks of entertainment, chunks of relationships. So give me some more, give me some more, give me some more. Give me some more, give me some more, give me some more.
Hello, gorgeous people. Welcome back to the Mo Chunk Show. Very, very different setup. You're probably wondering what's going on today. You've seen from the thumbnail, you've seen from the title that we're going to have a Deeper with Mo session with Bola Sol, the wonderful Bola Sol. But it's just me right here, right now. And the simple reason for that is that on the day that we were filming the episode with Bola Sol, we're running so behind schedule, such a long, tiring day that we didn't get to film the Chit Chat with Mo portion. And Chit Chat with Mo is so important to me. I love Chit Chat with Mo because it's like our fun, light debate, and it's also what started the show, or started my journey into presenting, like way back in 2013. So I will never ever just, forget Chit Chat with Mo. Though I know you guys are really loving Deeper with Mo lately. It's a lovely Sunday. Yes, I look different because, of course, we're filming it on a different day. I even tried to wear the same outfit just for some continuity, but, we have to be honest and transparent with you that we are filming this on a separate day. So you guys should know the drill by now. We are going to start the show with Chit Chat with Mo, where we have controversial debates, honest conversation, and so much more. And then we're going to go into Deeper with Mo, where we have our incredible guest share an incredible story. Probably wondering, why do I have nail varnish? And because it's just me and you today, guys, I thought, you know what? My nails are a mess right now. I was meant to go to the nail shop yesterday, but didn't quite get a chance to. So I'm going to paint my nails ready for the week. It's a Sunday. I have my BIAB quick dry paint in a flash. And I have my base coat, top coat, and nail hardener all in one also from BIAB. At the time I was buying this, I also thought this was quick dry, but it's not. So we're going to put that on last, but we're going to go in with this whilst I have a lovely chit chat with you guys. Without further ado, guys, let's go straight into Chit Chat with Mo, where we have controversial debates, honest conversation, and so much more. Okay, so let's open this up right now. And before we go into our question of the week or our question of the day, I've noticed that you guys haven't really been commenting on our Chit Chat with Mo recently. So please do comment on our debates. But before we go into our debate or our question of the week, I wanted to talk to you guys about my trip to Paris. That was the week that we did the filming of the show where we had Sarah Longe, where we had Bola Sol, and we had Jessie as well. All those episodes. Sarah Longe should be out now. Yes, Sarah Longe should be out now, but the rest should be coming soon as well. Oh my gosh, I was so tired that week, guys. I was so tired. We'd literally just got back from Paris. I think I had like one day to rest, but that day wasn't really like a rest day. It was more like an admin day, catching up with creative work, content, that kind of thing. The thing about being a creative is when you go on holiday, sometimes it's not really a holiday because there's still some things to do. And especially with this trip, for me, it was like a mix of work and play. We went for a festival, Nollywood Week Film Festival, which takes place yearly in Paris. So if you guys are interested and you're a Nolly lover like myself, Nolly lovers assemble. You should definitely check it out. It was so good, guys. Met some actors. And when I say actor, I mean actor and actresses. I just recently found out that the correct term for actors and actresses is actor. Like doctor, you don't say doctoress, you say actor. So I met lots of actors at the event. Got to see like premieres of movies and, you know, speak to producers, directors, that kind of thing. I was more focused on fun than I was on the work, but I also did some press as well. I was vlogging it, of course. You guys check out my personal channel. I don't know if it's going to be out yet, but I was vlogging, and then I got to interview Timini Egbuson from, what do you call it? What's our favorite Indani TV show now? Skinny Girl in Transit. So I got to interview him, talk to him about his current projects and that kind of great stuff. And he gave me some ideas about, you know, going forward, how to operate as the show, like attending events. But I got that interview with him anyway, and I will endeavor to release that on Sunday after this episode drops. So the Sunday of the week that this episode drops, I will endeavor to drop that interview. But it really gave me some ideas about how to kind of navigate when we go to, if we're invited to like film festivals, that kind of thing. But yeah, Paris trip was really, really fun. Came back, had like a day to rest where it was like really catching up on admin and doing creative work. And then went back to work, and then the Thursday evening was the day where, Thursday during the day, because Jessie came during the day, from about 3 p.m. till about 10 p.m. we're filming in bulk for the show. And it was hectic, guys. But we made it, we got through it, it was fantastic, and we have, you know, some lovely conversations up for you guys. And speaking of which, or speaking of episodes and conversations, you know, we're nearing the end of season 12 of the show. And how did I work out my seasons? I literally just went back, way back to 2013 when I first started, and kind of just segmented the show based on where we were at the time, maybe the equipment that we were using when we were filming. So somehow, 12 seasons of the show. So it's season 12. Like I said in my video about, why am I shaking? So weird. Season 12, like I said in the video about feeling forgotten and then remembered, season 12 of the show was awkward for me in various moments, but I kept pushing, kept showing up, kept being sensitive to my maker about how to navigate and restructure things, and it's been working really, really beautifully. You know, I believe by the time this video comes out, we're going to be monetized, because right now we're so close, which is really, really amazing. We hit like 500 followers on TikTok. This is becoming like a roundup, isn't it? We hit 500 followers on TikTok, which was really amazing, and 100 followers on Instagram. That Instagram, I need to work on it. I'm going to work on it, and we're going to grow it as well. But some really, really amazing milestones. But yeah, we're bringing season 12 to a close this June. And we're going out with a bang, guys, based on episodes. And also we're having an event. I say we a lot, or you speak French now. I say we a lot because it's part of the tongue, but God's grace, one day this will be, you know, very solidified with like a solid team and everything. And I won't be doing, you know, most of the things on my own. Do you know what? In fact, shout out to my editor, Chit. He's done a fantastic job helping me get the episodes out. Like, thank you. Every time he sends me an edit and, you know, we go back and forth, I'm just grateful, like, because of how my life is set up right now. Working alongside creativity is not easy. Well, you're always working. You want to be careful with our wording. You're always working when you're doing creative work. But I mean, like, having like a 9-to-5 outside of like your passion projects or your life's mission. For me, this is a life like purpose mission that looks different in various different seasons. But to have like basically a 9-to-5 alongside your creative projects is not easy. And to have people that kind of come on board and understand the vision and carry it for you and carry it with you is like nothing short of amazing. So I'm super grateful to my editor, Chit. Shout out to you. I know you're receiving this directly, but I think public praise is so important as well. So you guys help me praise Chit for holding it down on the editing forts and really, you know, understanding and executing my style, vision, everything so beautifully. I feel like I've distracted myself now, but what I was trying to say essentially was we're having a lovely event. I feel like I've missed something, but it's okay. We're having an event, a brunch event on the 25th of June. So I would love to see you guys there. It's like a lovely social. For me, it's more social and celebratory than, you know, conversational. There will be conversations, but I want us to have fun. I want us to meet up, get to know one another, celebrate the amazing season so far, but especially season 12 and how this particular, like for me, this has been a pivotal season because, you know, brought the channel onto the show onto its own channel, allowing it to grow on its own 2 feet, and all that great stuff. So it's been a really, really pivotal season for myself and probably for you guys as well. So I'd really love to, you know, meet up with you guys. Hopefully there's still tickets available. You know, fingers crossed. By the time this episode comes out, there will still be tickets left because I would love to meet you guys. You know, lovers, fans, and supporters of the show. It would be nice for me to meet you, but I would also love for you guys to meet each other. I think this could be such a beautiful community, and I would love, you know, eventually we're going to do the live show. You know, we want to grow a little bit more before the live shows in terms of like the Mo Chunk Show live, but I really want to be doing these socials and intimate events, you know, leading up to that, to get to know you guys and also so that you guys can get to know each other. So Sunday brunch, 25th of June at Naylor Cafe, from 2 to 6 p.m. I know many of you that watch me probably go to church. So after church, we can meet up. And I kind of didn't really want to do it on a Saturday because for me, Saturdays have become about just catching my breath. Like sometimes I go to events and stuff, like this June in particular is very packed. My Saturdays are packed. But generally, I feel like when you're adulting and juggling, you need a day to just breathe. So that's what Saturdays have become for me. So Sunday after church, and if you're not going to church, whatever, no judgment zone over here. Definitely come and link up with us. Link in the description. And guys, in terms of the question for the week, it's interesting that I'm painting my nails, but it's also interesting that I had a finance coach on the show for DeeperWithMo. It will make sense when I ask the question. And the question is, why am I shaking? Is it because it's hot? It's quite hot in here, you know. My question for you guys is, or maybe because I'm tired. I'm a bit tired. But anyway, my question for you guys is, what's your least favorite part of beauty maintenance? You know what? This question is not gendered because many different genders do beauty maintenance. We think it's just women. But question to you guys, what's your least favorite part of beauty maintenance? I saw this as a question on Twitter. If I find the tweet, I'll put it in the video somewhere. And I was like, yeah, this is actually really interesting. I would love to ask you guys. I actually answered on the tweet as well. For me, it's waxing because of the pain. Loads of people said when they have to pay, beauty maintenance is not cheap. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And I don't really do like everything every time. But the one I do, women are trying. Well, those that do beauty maintenance are really trying because it's not cheap and it can be painful. In terms of beauty maintenance, I normally do my nails, hands and feet, manicure and pedicure. Maybe like every now and again, I will do like the full pedicure. So I'll get them to wash my feet, scrape all the scrapables. Speaking of which, apparently a Nigerian pedicure is like next level. If you're in Nigeria, if you're watching from Nigeria, let us know if it, and you know, maybe you've had a British pedicure. Does it compare? Which one is better? Let us know in the comments. Yeah, I usually do that. And then I do my waxing as well. Did I do that nail already? I do my waxing as well, which I hate, but love the results so much. Oh my gosh. I shared a story on my previous channel about how, you know, growing up, you know, I used to get laughed at because I had so much hair. When people were like, oh, I love your hair, like talking about the hair on my head. Right now I'm wearing a wig. Talking about the hair on my head, I'm like, you don't know that, you don't know what's going on in the areas that you cannot see. So I'm a hairy girl, and the thing that's helped me get that under control is waxing. When I used to shave, it wasn't working out well for me in terms of I always had to shave, and then the hairs would grow back thicker, they grow back quickly. But with waxing, I've been able to get my body hair growth under control, which is really, really great for me. Every time I just hold my breath as they pull those strips, a lot of the time they will try and make conversation with you. And you'll be responding, but you're tired. Because imagine okay, so you know when you pull a hair or you pull, I don't know, just a random hair from your head. Think about how painful that is, but times 100, like many different hairs being pulled off. When they say beauty is pain, I love it. I have been told about laser, which is another one that I'm considering. Apparently that one is kind of painful too, but not as painful as waxing. But I guess you'll never know until you try it. If you're a waxer, if you are a laser person, let me know which is more painful if you've tried both. I do envy the people that can just shave. Funny enough, my sisters, they're similar to me. Same genetics in terms of lots of hair on their head, but they can get away with shaving. I can't. I don't know why. But yeah, I do my waxing, I do my nails. What else do I do? I think that's it really. I don't really do my hair that much these days because I'm more of a wig girl if I want to add extensions. I try to stay away from braids because of my edges. Like the last time I did a braid-ish style was when I did locks and my hair thinned out so badly. And it's only just now, maybe like 5 years later, that's literally 5 years, that the density of my hair is coming back. And that's because faux locks, it's because I think because you braid it first and then you wrap around it. It's no oxygen, no nothing. You don't get to wash your hair. And now we're learning that that's really not good. You need to be able to access your hair and wash it and all that great stuff. Okay, so my first coat is on. I already had like a mini coat on there before, so I'm just gonna wait for that to dry and then I'm gonna do my top coat. But yes, what else do I do? If back in the day I would do my hair, but now I don't. I just, if my sister's around, because Sophie does hair, I really want to do like braids, like cornrows, with extensions for summer. In summer, I don't like wearing wigs. Like as soon as I turn off the lights, cameras, and the action, my body down. Like I'm going to remove it. It makes me so hot. So it's either braids in terms of cornrows, because FFA used to be hitting my scalp, or just my natural hair. So you guys let me know in the comments. That's our chit chat with Mo for the week, our question of the week. If you do beauty maintenance on a monthly basis, what's your least favorite part of beauty maintenance? I feel like I'm forgetting something. What is your hair? Or a lot of the girlies do lashes as well. Just let me know in the comment section down below which one is your least favorite part of beauty maintenance. Let's do our top coats. You see, it's already dry. Quick dry, no varnish. So we can look presentable before our next nail appointment. Some people also say that they don't like, like sitting down to do nails. I don't mind the pedicure part because I get to sit on the chair and get a lovely massage. But I understand why people like when you want your hands back when you're doing your manicure, and it can take a minute. I haven't had acrylics, speaking of nails, I haven't had acrylics in a few months. I've just been doing gel recently, and I'm really interested in, is it BIAB or BIAB? I'm really interested in that because you can do some really lovely designs and your nails grow strong and healthy. Although last time I went to the nail shop, I asked them if they can do it and they said no. So I just said, okay, let me just do gel. I just really hate how acrylics look after like 2 weeks. It just looks like there's some big bulky thing on your nail. And it's like grown out, and to me, it just looks, I don't like it. So I've been preferring gel recently, and I'm looking into BIAB. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. So you guys let me know, what's your least favorite part of beauty maintenance? Let's just finish this off. We're gonna round off and then go into deeper with more. Piano, everybody's in DLT Malta right now. They're really enjoying themselves. It was so fun. It's very nostalgic for me because it reminds me of Napa 2014. I went to Napa after my A-levels. That was really fun. But yeah, you guys are really enjoying yourself. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning into the first part of the show, Chit Chat with Mo. Now we're going to go straight into Deeper with Mo, where we have incredible guests tell incredible stories that inspire and educate you to live well and thrive. Okay, enjoy. And as you can see, we have on the sofa the wonderful, beautiful Bola Sol.
That's such a nice intro. Thank you. I'm really honoured to be here.
Oh, that's good.
I love your work.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. So honoured to have you on the sofa as well. Thank you for coming through. How's your day been?
Good. It's been a good day.
Good.
I made it to the gym. I lifted weights. I see my friends lifting weights on the Apple Watch, and I'm like, how are you burning this many calories?
Yeah.
So today I was like,
okay,
that's how
so that's the
doing
trick.
It. That's the trick. I had to do a class though. I'm not brave enough to
really
be pumping weights properly myself because I'm always worried about my form.
Okay, fair enough. I think my form is probably the worst in that gym, because I'm doing my best, but
we're all doing our best. That's
honestly. So what do you do in life for my best?
Oh, I'm telling you.
But anyway, thank you so much for joining me tonight. And we're going to have a wonderful conversation about, your journey, what you've achieved so far, the good moments, the bad moments. And let's delve into this. So since we're on the Mo Chunk Show, let's start with, one of the ways that I got to know you.
Okay.
The Bola Sol Show.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, is that how?
Yes.
Oh,
so I've probably been
times.
following you on social media.
Yeah.
A lot of creatives in London. I've probably connected with them somehow on social media, but I think I met you for the first time in person at one of your live shows.
Yeah.
So talk to me about, the show, why you started it, why you no longer do it.
So at the time, it felt like a calling.
Okay.
Honest to God, there were 3 different signs. The first sign was my friend Olu sent me a podcast about the Oprah Winfrey Show. Okay. And I remembered listening to it at work, and I was so inspired. And I was just like, I said, it's a shame like nothing like this exists anymore. And he literally said, but it's up to us to continue on. And I just felt a little spark, and I said, oh,
I felt something. And
then I was like, okay. And then somebody else said something to me. I can't remember the second, but then the third was there was a lady from Wales who I worked with, and she was leaving. And out of nowhere, when I was saying bye to her, she just turned to me and she was like, do you know what? I don't think this job is for you. I think you should be a presenter.
Where were you working then?
I was working. I never say where I work.
Oh, okay.
I was
what
working,
industry?
Yeah, finance. So I work in finance. So I worked for one of the big 4 in accounting, and I was literally like, "That's weird," because she doesn't know about like this seed that's been planted in me. So I literally took that as do the show, and it cost a lot of money. I think it was like $5. It was literally like $5,000 per season. I was filming on the day, but I didn't mind. And I remember putting out tickets and it sold out and no one had any idea what they were coming to see.
Right.
And I was like, wow. And it was just an amazing experience. And I remember my friend asked me, how do you feel? And I said, pregnant with purpose. Oh my gosh. I loved doing the show. And I remember shortly after I met Oprah Winfrey.
You did?
Yeah. With Nico.
Oh yeah, I remember that day. There's a picture of all of you. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And then, because she came up by the side, I thought she was coming in the middle with everyone else, and she came up by the side, so I was looking, and then she turned to me and she said, well, hello. And I was like, do you know what?
It's another sign.
Literally,
it's another sign.
And my mum was so sweet at the time, because I took a picture and sent it to my family group chat. And my mum was like, ask her how to become a successful TV host and things like that. But I loved that period of doing it. And funnily enough, till this day, because of the production levels, that's how a lot of people in the creative industry got to know me. The Jids and Ibrahim who run Guap. Okay. They were like, your show is sick. Like, they were like, the level that you did it at. And I'm so grateful, because till this day, TV production companies call me off of the back of that show.
Really?
Yeah. So they are like, that. And also my manager now,
Okay.
my talent manager, she saw the show and she said, anyone who's willing to go that hard for themselves, I want to work with. So like, even if the Bola Sol Show currently isn't on, that's fine, because I'm aware of the purpose it served in that time.
And why did you kind of close the doors on
The money.
Okay.
The money, it cost so much. I had other dreams. I wanted to buy my own place. And just in general, like, it was a lot of money. So imagine self-funding something, speaking to company, you know.
I don't have to imagine. Just
I forgot who I was speaking to. I was like, imagine. No, like self-funding things and just waiting for an opportunity. I was having so many conversations about, yeah, maybe you can do the show. And I don't want to say any of it was a pipe dream or like it wasn't going to happen, but nothing was manifesting. And I was like, this is costing too much money to run, especially because it was a public audience. It was like 4 cameras. So there's 2 cameras at the front. I've hired directors. I have to pay for editing and all of this. I was making a loss every time. And that was okay because I know that I have made so much more money back tenfold as a result of the work I put in. But it was the money. And I just got to a place I was just like, if someone really wants to see it, they will pay for it. And I'm not talking about the audience. I'm talking about big companies. And when I started...
Production companies.
Exactly. And when I started working with my manager, I learned a lot about the game and how everything works.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of effort. Like, when they say it's a marathon, not a sprint, I'm seeing that. I started working with her 3 years ago, and the things that are coming to life now is the tip of the iceberg of where I said I wanted to be when I first met her. And I'm now just aware of like how things work and how much effort it takes to, I don't want to say prove yourself, but show the value you know you have.
That's a good way of putting it.
Literally, show the value you know you have to others. Because sometimes people say, oh my gosh, you're great and things like that. And in my head, in a non-humble moment, I'm thinking, thanks, I know. I've been doing this. I've been doing this for 8... I've been talking about finance for 8 years.
Yeah.
Bola Sol Show, less time. But, so when people are like, you're knowledgeable, it's like saying I'm tall. I'm 5'10".
Thank you for the reminder.
Like, I studied it at uni. I know my stuff. Right. So, so with the Bola Sol Show, if people want to see it again, I'm expecting companies to put the money up. Till then, I'm happy to do other things and I am grateful for the opportunities I get.
That's a very good mindset to have, especially as a creative, waiting for opportunities. Because trust me, I know what you're talking about in terms of things not manifesting as quickly as you want them to. Yeah. And you're forking out so much money. So much. Not knowing when it's going to align.
Literally that. But I think I have learnt... once again, through my manager, bless her, she's taught me so much. She might even watch this because sometimes she stays watching everything. But like, I have learned the power of consistency through her. I never used to be as consistent as I have been in the last 3 years. And that's because she was just like, once again, that's not how the game works. You need to keep showing up. I show up on days I don't want to show up. I don't want to do anything. But that's not how it works. And now I've just told myself, if you show up for the rest of this decade, you may never need to show up again.
That's good.
Literally, and that's how I... So when people are like, you go hard, I'm aware. But as my life continues to mature, it's going to look different. And I'm never going to regret the time I put into this to get to where I want to be.
Amazing. So you kind of pivoted or... focused more on the finance that, began the journey for you. Yeah. And what would you say has been like the best moments in that journey so far as a financial expert?
Recently, I have become the new money columnist at Grazia.
I saw that. Congratulations.
Thank you. So I'm the interim money columnist till Laura gets back. So that's for the next year. Okay. That is a big highlight. And I think I didn't realise how big it was until I announced it. And it was like, when people say stuff, one of the things that I've noticed is I don't see myself, other people see me. So I just go about my day, la-di-da. But then it's like, it will take maybe a certain comment, it's good to see a black woman at this level doing this. And I'm like, whoa.
That's what dreams are made of.
Yeah, but I'm like, what does that look like to other people? Because I know I've met people, like, I'm a big fan of Rennie Edo-Lodge, who wrote Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race.
Oh, yes, yes.
I saw her last week at a book launch. And obviously I've met her before, and I was like, hi. And she was like, our financial advisor, hi. And like, she brought a camera, and I was talking to someone, and she took a picture. That moment for me, because of how much I respect her, was so big. And when I think if someone could even feel 10% of that for me, I'm like, wow. Like, I am honoured. I want to make people proud kind of vibe. So, yeah.
It's a very niche industry, and you're doing amazing things. Like, we don't have many of us in that kind of space. I think we do have the creatives and the talent, but we're kind of more focused on entertainment or, like, you know, podcasting has become a huge thing in the last 5 years or so. But like, to focus on finance and do it so well, like, of course you're going to get noticed. And it's an amazing thing that you've got a column now. That's like literally, like I said, what dreams are made of. Like,
oh my days.
Anyone that's been in media or done blogging of some sorts, that's been one of their goals.
I grew up on Sex and the City, so I love Carrie not her relationship choices, child, but I loved that she was like a journalist and she had a column. I thought that was so cool. I was actually really good at English, but I chose maths. Nigerian.
Yeah, I understand.
So there was still dreams in me, but it was like, that's, you know, yeah. So I am very grateful to God for this opportunity, and also my book, How to Save It.
Yes.
That was another God ordained. You know?
Yes.
I know. Prayer.
Yes.
Talking to God, manifesting, and being patient. Because that patience one is hard.
Yes. Very difficult.
When I got the Merky book, Penguin book deal, I almost turned it down by accident. I got the email, and I was like, oh, sorry, I already have an agent, thanks. They were like, no, we want you to write a book. I said, oh.
Yeah. Imagine just closing the door.
Literally, I was like, oh. I think I had Merky on my vision board a year or two
just
before the
word,
book.
Merky.
No, so with vision board, it's like I'd cut out things that I'd want to happen and things. I can't remember. Yeah. Things that I'd want to take place. And quite a few of the things I put Google. I worked with Google and all of these things. And I just put it on a vision board. And I always have to be careful with vision boards because of being a Christian idolization.
Yeah.
So I'm always like...
I mean, in the Bible, it says, write the vision, make it plain.
Okay.
Exactly.
So, like a year and a half or 2 years before, I just had that vision board. And I remember... Because I got the email January 2020, so it was a 2019 vision board. But I remember that summer and September, around that time, I went for a mentoring session that I had. And I was like, where are we? We're in the Penguin office. We're in one of the Penguin offices. I'm seeing penguins everywhere. I started seeing penguins everywhere. Penguin books with Merky books.
It was coming.
So I was like...
I always say life is spiritual, you know.
Life is so spiritual. And you have to talk to the right people about it, because some people are like,
They'll look at you crazy.
But like, when you tap into it, you're like, yeah, this is God ordained. And sometimes our lives are an absolute testimony that God exists. And if you do the work, God will show up. You pray, you do your bit, and you say,
and you let go. That's what Oprah says. Then you let it go.
I love it.
Beautiful. That is really, really amazing. And I guess I want to delve into your past a bit.
Okay.
You're doing really well now in the finance niche. You're carving away for yourself. You're having amazing opportunities come your way. You're making opportunities for yourself. What would you say is, I guess, maybe the contrast or difference in like how you grew up in terms of like money, maybe some of the things that you're experiencing now, some of the comforts in life? Would you say that you had an easy, like, upbringing when it came to money? Because money is your thing now.
Yeah. It was one of the reasons I wanted to talk about money.
Yes.
My dad grew up with a decent amount of wealth, because his dad did very well for himself financially, very, very well. My mum didn't. She did all right, but we ended up in a situation where my mum was a single mum of 6 kids in Brixton. We did not grow up with money. We didn't grow up with money, but my mum is very wise.
Okay.
And she would just instill certain things that stay in me till this day. One of the things that I think about, and I remember I said this when I was on a panel and everyone clapped, and I said, okay, so it's resonating. So it was all women. I wanted to go to a certain secondary school, but my mum said, no, you're going to Greycoat Hospital. It's known to be a really good women's school. But I wanted to go to a different secondary school. I wanted to go round the way, like one round the way, because that's where all the girls I knew from primary school went to. And I always used to say to my mum, I remember being like 10, like, why not? And my mum said to me, the thing is, those type of schools, they don't really make a plan for you. And if they don't make a plan for you and you don't make a plan for your life, you're going to lie down. And when you get up, you're going to be pregnant. And then somebody else has made a plan for you.
Yeah.
I was 10. I was just like, I did not understand, obviously at 10.
There's so many layers in there.
I was like, man, like, what are you talking about?
Anyway.
But the point is, it taught me to make a plan for my life.
Okay.
I've always been very, like, confident in that and saying what is going to happen as opposed to that. But anyway, that goes back to what we didn't have in money, my mum had in wisdom.
Beautiful.
And that was enough to carry all of us. She always says, my kids are all successful. They're all but she speaks, and my mum is also a big manifester. She will speak positivity, but I'm aware of how hard she had it. I've rarely seen my mum break down in this life. She'll work and she'll get through it. So I think from a very young age, I very much realised that, okay, we need to help her and stuff. I don't want to get emotional, but we need to help her, and we have to be like an entity. Like, we have to be a family, and we have to help each other. Like, my oldest brother is like a dad to me, kind of vibe. He's 14 years older than me. So I feel like
that's a gap.
Yeah, so I feel like I've grown up really quickly because they're all closer in age than I am.
Okay.
So if I'm getting into my 20s, they're in their 30s or late 30s. Or some, So it's always like, I'm behind and stuff. So sometimes even like Dissu would say, like, you're so mature, I wish you got to have a bit more of a childhood, because I can tell you're quite mature. But yeah, growing up, just certain things I didn't have. Now I have my own place. Sometimes I just bask in that. I'm like, God, I thank you. I lived in the tiniest room in the house in Brixton. So to go from that to having space, and then I moved out, and then I had like a studio flat, which was probably a bit smaller than this room. The whole flat was like. So I'm like, exhale. God, I thank you. You know, people say you work hard, cool. God has met me. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh, that is really good. That is really good.
This isn't, you know. So
there was literally. Have you heard about Hilda Bassi? The lady that did the cooking, the cookathon.
Yeah, amazing.
So she did 100 hours.
So
if you
proud
don't
of
know,
her.
get to know.
Literally.
But somebody made a tweet about how they believe that grace has worked for her, and people came for the person. And I think every creative can relate to the fact that you can work really, really hard. And unless that grace, that's the catalyst, I believe.
Speak about it.
Like the way you just described it, like God met you. There's a grace that you need to really attain where you want to go to. It doesn't matter how talented, how much you work hard, how much you show. I mean, those things matter.
And God will teach you certain things. I felt at times God will say to me, there's certain things you need to learn before you get to the next chapter. And sometimes I'm like, I beg God, give me the money, please. I won't do bad with it. But I felt
That's
at
what you
times,
think.
at times I felt like God has been like, there's another lesson in here. Listen, be quiet, listen to my voice kind of vibe. So I'm like, okay. Hard, but cool.
Yeah, I'm really learning that sometimes it's not about how much effort you put in, but actually the grace of God meeting you, you know, in those special moments, and even your name being mentioned in like special rooms that even you don't even know who's there, but somehow they came across maybe a TikTok or whatever it may be, and all of a sudden they're sending you a 10-figure deal. You say, what's 10 figures? That's billions, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe like, let's say four, 5-figure deal.
Uh-huh.
And you didn't even know how that came your way.
That's why I just say consistency is the key. And it's in the small things. I said it on my Instagram. It's in the small things. When I got the call about Grazia and we had a meeting, I was so happy. I was telling her how much I've loved Grazia for ages. And she was just looking at me like, yeah. She was like, yeah, we read your stuff all the time. We love it. And I was thinking, I think she mentioned something about Finance Fridays, which is something I do on my Instagram where I say, tell me your financial dilemmas. And it's just a reminder that even in the small things, the things that you can take for granted because you think, who's watching? Here we go. That people are listening. God is watching. Nothing is in vain.
It's all building up. It's all adding up to like the next moment and the next moment and the next level and the next level. You just have to keep on showing up. One
step at a time. And as they say, you can only connect the dots. Steve Jobs said that you can only connect the dots looking back.
That's tough.
I'm telling you.
It's tough. It's tough. When you're in the moment and you're like looking up or looking ahead, trying to figure out what's next and if you are in alignment. Because even what you said about like your show and moving on to other things, I think many creatives can relate to the fact that, you know, you want to buy a house, you want to build your savings. But if what you're doing right now isn't yielding much,
then
is it worth looking at something else for the moment and perhaps coming back later?
Well, for those, some people may know, some don't. I work a 9 to 5. To get that house, I had to do both. Yeah, and I still do both. Although I don't feel that I necessarily have to.
Okay.
I like to do both for different reasons.
Where do you find the time, energy?
Maybe it's God, you know. Honestly, I'm not going to say that. I'm now also in a space that I can delegate.
Yeah. That was actually going to be my next question about teamwork and...
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm actually looking to hire a social media manager, but I also have a PA.
Okay.
Which helps. My manager helps a lot. So like contracts. I have 2 lawyers, an accountant. My manager has a virtual assistant. She helps.
Wow.
So it's always... It's not just me.
Okay.
It's literally a village. And I think one of the things that a lot of people have to learn is when they start getting money or opportunities, just share it.
Hello gorgeous people, thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. If you would like to see the rest of the visual side of this episode, you can go to my Patreon via the link in my bio and become a patron. Is it patron or patron? Become a patron of my content on there, so you get some exclusive longer length videos or full length videos on there. Or you can listen to the full audio version for free on a podcast app of your choice, such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and so much more. Thank you so much for tuning in, and see you in the next episode.
We make mistakes every day. Sometimes in the way we talk to the people we love, we say, oh,
yeah,
why can't we do the same in finance, with our money? I have learned to pray for a man that values me but also sees the value in me. That has very little to do with my earning potential or what I'm earning now.
I think some might argue that money doesn't really matter to me.
I didn't say that, but yeah, you did. I'm telling you.